feels like the international break, it came at a good moment for a lot of clubs, especially for Liverpool, who had started to lose several games in a row. Manchester United, we know they're a little bit hot and cold. But Charlie, is there one team here that you think really needed that international break more to kind of recoup things and fix their mentality a little bit?
Well, when we think about international break, you think, oh, it's a break and they still train with the club. They get a... No, these guys are still going on internationals, your World Cup qualifiers. I mean, Alexander Isak, you spend that type of money to bring in a player who's certified in the Premier League. You know, when you look at his history, this is somebody who's ready to take the next step in his career. Now, I know he's only played 3 matches for Liverpool, but well under the expectation. I think he'll get there. So for me, it's not, oh, this break came at a great time for Liverpool because now they can rest and get all on the same page. Mm-hmm. It came at the right time, I think, just to cool off, focus somewhere else before you come back and say, okay, now let's get back after it. Liverpool are still second place. It's not the end of the world. Mm-hmm. For them, for things not to go well, for me, as predicted, when you're introducing so many big-name players, a new situation, you lose a player like Luis Diaz, who is incredible and killing it at Bayern Munich. So Florian Wirtz probably is the one player that we say, hey, this guy is magic, yet we haven't seen it with Liverpool yet. That hasn't been the right fit. So still trying to tinker there. And the right back position. I know Kirkez is the left back. I still think he has a lot of work to do to get to the level that Liverpool need him to be. But the right back, between Szoboszlai, between Connor Bradley, between Jeremy Frimpong, I think they're still trying to figure out where this team can get the right group of players together.
Yeah, when you think of the international break, and Chuck, you've been there as a player, I see it 2 different ways. In terms of teams that needed it, as a team, Liverpool needed the break. And talking to some Liverpool fans on the ground at Anfield, they were just like, man, I need to go somewhere else and not watch a Premier League match and not think about Premier League football for about 10 days. A team that didn't need the break, Manchester United, because the performance against Sunderland was probably their most complete performance they've had so far this season. Ruben Amorim, he needed a break. So I'm excited to see how these 2 teams come out. But in terms of pressure, I think Liverpool are under the most pressure of the 2 teams. This is a free hit for Manchester United, but Liverpool under immense pressure. Arne Slot will be under the microscope, and this is the sort of game that if they don't win, and that's 4 in a row, we ask bigger questions about, is this the right team to go and win a Premier League title? Is this the team, and is this the manager that's the right manager to put this all together? Still early days, but the questions start growing.
I think it's just too early for that. And had Arne Slot not won the Premier League last year, fair enough. Those questions can arise, and his seat's getting extremely hot. But he's won the Premier League last year in a really difficult situation, filling in for Jurgen Klopp. This season, I think the goal really is Champions League. You want to win the Premier League, and they should with the quality that they have. But patience. I think for me, it's patience. Given the stumbles, they're still just a point off the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Man U fans definitely need some patience here. And a crazy stat is, I think Manchester United, what is it? They overwhelmingly lead the league in expected goals per game. And I don't know, Charlie, if it was you, but there was someone one time that they said they hate expected goals because it's like, okay, it's just a stat. Like, does it even matter? Was it you?
No, but I'm not a big fan of XG.
That's hilarious.
There are flaws in some stats, and we talk about the eye test, we talk about stats. I think there's somewhere in between when you're talking about analytics in the game. They can paint a narrative depending on how you want to use them. But for me, Manchester United, they have to figure out what is the best group of players, but also the right tactics. Because Ruben Amorim said he's married to this 3-4-3. You know, it is what it is. But ultimately, it's so inconsistent. I look at Liverpool, the thing that stands out to me is the 9 goals against. It's not the goals for. It's not Florian Wirtz with 0 goals, 0 assists, and Isak with 0 goals and 1 assist. For me, it's the 9 goals against. Typically, we're talking about a Liverpool's side that is sound defensively. They don't concede opportunities, let alone goals. So that, for me, is where Arne Slot has to figure out, okay, how do we stop bleeding goals?
For Manchester United, having this really high XG, I know you don't like it, Charlie, but there is something to be said for it, because if you actually look at the numbers of it, to me, it's the most accurate representation of a stat. A shot and a shot on target, to me, is absolutely nothing, because an XG takes into account the skill of the player, the location on the pitch. And this year, despite Manchester United having the highest XG, this is their first time since 2023 that United have had a period of positive expected goal differential, meaning that not only are they creating a higher XG, but they're also limiting the opposition's chances and shots, which when you have both of those trending in the right direction, that just means you're going to have more goals and more shutouts, which means more wins in the end. But Manchester United is not getting that, which means that all these numbers and all these stats are out the window. So I'm with you on that one, because it doesn't matter in the end. You have to take better shots. You have to take more chances. And I think the biggest issue with Manchester United right now is that they have all these people up top that want to be the goal scorer. They want to be the hero that takes the team on their shoulders and says, I got the win for us. When the better chance is maybe to slip a pass through and find your teammate open. I think they're missing that one extra pass, that one extra look when they get in the final third to be able to actually convert their chances that they're getting.
When I think of Manchester United as of late, the biggest difference is maybe the Benjamin Šeško signing is proving to be more of a real deal. Now, the goals that he gets, both at home, that's one thing. They need him to step up at Anfield against Liverpool. And we look at the front line of Manchester United. So much money spent between your Cunha's, who's been out, Mateus Cunha, that is, and he can come up with a moment of brilliance. But sometimes when I watch him, he seems like he's trying too hard to do it by himself. Bryan Mbuemo and Mason Mount. He's another player who, Mason Mount and Mbuemo, those two players are going to be the key, because Liverpool struggles defending in transition as Manchester United gains. And Mbuemo has the ability to pick a pass. And when I watched the pass that he had for Mason Mount's goal against Sunderland, that is what Ruben Amorim wants to do. But you have to execute in both boxes. The most important player on the day, though, is not in the attacking end. It's defensively. It's Finn Lammens. The other XG for expected goals or whatnot, it's expected gifts. Manchester United have been giving gifts to opposing teams. You've now signed a goalkeeper in Lammens who's there to bring order and control, and against the Liverpool side that's still trying to find themselves. Big goalkeepers step up in big games.
What have you liked about Šeško?
I like that he's kind of has this raw talent about him. I like that he's lanky, and I like that he's young. And the fact that the goals that he's getting are scrappy. Sometimes as a striker, Chuck, you know this, you need a scrappy goal or two to build that confidence. But this is that sort of game that Liverpool, a back line that we don't know if Ibrahima Konate is going to be fit, a midfield that looks like a sieve right now, players haven't been themselves from a season ago. This could be the sort of match that people are putting more respect to Benjamin Šeško's name. So the fact that he's getting goals within the six, and the fact that the way Liverpool's defenses are, is Benjamin Šeško's gain.
Yeah. Who do you see taking the win in this one, Charlie?
Liverpool at home.
Liverpool at home?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see how it plays out.